Hello, ladies and gentlemen, children, and geriatric
Gleniatrics
people, the elderly. Welcome to this month's episode of Not a Podcast. It's a show where, even though there's two boys mic'd up and asking questions in a podcast-like format, I can assure you that it's most definitely not a podcast. Today we have Tyler Blend, my good friend and tour manager and butt buddy. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man.
Of course.
You know, I'm kind of forced you to do this, but you know, thanks for getting forced to do this.
No, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, that's sweet of you. We got some questions here from our lovely patrons. You guys are the best. First ones come from Mika. What's your morning routine when you're out on a tour?
I think, if we're getting up early, everybody likes to get up early. They got to go to the bathroom, brush their teeth, shower if they're going to shower that day before the show. Before we get, huge dumps.
Big dumps.
We actually had a toilet that got, it overflowed.
Yeah, we had an overflow this week.
But they gave us a free room out of it.
I thought you were talking about
I was talking about on tour.
It's a frequent thing for us here. We have that.
Yeah, there was also that. But yeah, so you do your business in the morning, get some breakfast. We'll get on the road, and that's pretty much the morning.
What about when you're with a different artist?
When I'm with a different artist, it'll just depend, It's usually the same stuff, but if we're on a bus, then my hours will be a little different sleeping. I'll probably go to sleep a little later, sleep in a little longer, and then pull up to the venue, and you start handling your business with the venue and loading your equipment and your merch in and getting ready for the day. And that takes you into the afternoon.
What do you do in the afternoon?
With you, we'll get there, we'll load the merch in, we'll get your mic and your in-ears ready to go. We'll speak to the sweet people at the venue that are taking care of us and have welcomed us into their home for the day. Mm-hmm. And then we'll
christen the toilet.
Christen the toilet. We'll sound check and
and
then you do a meet and greet usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take another dump.
Yeah.
Lots of dumps on tour.
Lots of dumps. Claws get consumed. Throat spray goes in the throat.
It's a must. Must throat it.
Yeah. CVS only. Cherry.
CVS cherry in the throat.
Yes.
Directly to the throat. What's the most ridiculous situation you've encountered on tour?
Well, I don't know if it's the most ridiculous thing, but we were doing the Unsigned tour in spring of 2020 and got through a few shows, and this thing called COVID-19 started to get real.
COVID-19.
And we got a call from that was the person doing the show, the promoter doing the show in Boston, and he said, "Hey, just a heads up, we might have to postpone this thing. Our hospitals are getting pretty filled. It's getting pretty serious." And I remember we left a hotel in Iowa the next morning. And I think we were going to Chicago, and we were told Boston was done, and then calls trickled down. And I remember we did Chicago and Minneapolis. Weren't all the ticket purchasers, weren't able to come because obviously not everyone was comfortable with that situation. Mm-hmm. So I'd say that's probably the most, adversity and thing that's happened on tour that's been out of the ordinary.
We haven't had a vehicle breakdown.
We haven't, no. We had one night. Hi, Des.
Hi, Des.
We had one night where we were driving in BFE, Utah. And we were getting a little low on gas. But then we saw his dad, and he signaled us over, and you guys know what happened after that.
Yeah.
And then Chase got pulled over one time.
Oh yeah, Chase got pulled over.
On that same drive, actually.
Yeah, that was Utah, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on that drive.
What about the time when you met us in Denver and we were on that 100-mile stretch of Utah and we had to fucking go to Randy's service because we were running out of gas and we barely fucking made it there.
Made it, yeah.
And we definitely could have been murdered at Randy's.
Yeah, it was a scary place.
That was the scariest place I've ever been to.
Low lighting, no other civilians around.
Yeah, that was a frightening fucking place.
Yeah, but we made do. We got the job done. Chase and I are usually the co-pilots on our tours, and there he is.
Look at this. What a special guest appearance from my son, Chase Grizzly. A good boy, one of the best boys.
Co-pilot
Popping into. What'd you come in here to do, Fart?
just to fuck with you guys.
Just to fuck with us. Hey, can you think of anything, Chase? Most ridiculous situations we've encountered on tour? I said Randy's.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you were fucking driving because you didn't pick up gas.
Oh, that's by far probably the most
Ridiculous.
This was after we got pulled over.
And then there was a fan that fucking worked next to that.
Yeah,
spot.
I posted that on Instagram, and the fan
that was
worked right
wild.
across the street. Are there any embarrassing stories about me?
About
I don't.
him or you?
Me.
No, I don't think so.
There was the time I fell in the hole at St. Louis.
Yeah.
Why was there a hole in that stage? Somebody should have filled that hole. I would say that Tyler's usually the guy that's on tour filling holes. He's usually plugging up holes. Yeah, with caulk. He's usually
Plug holes up with a caulk.
He's usually caulking holes. Oh, that was from Kidder. That was a question from Kidder. Thanks, Kidder. Next two questions from Nick Noah. Does Cal have any specific snacks or drinks backstage?
Well, I mean, things have changed a little over the years. When we really wouldn't have a budget, like when we weren't getting paid enough for shows, and the promoter was like, "Yeah, feed yourself." If we ever had the opportunity, it was a large pizza and some red berry Ciroc.
Domino's pizza.
Domino's, yeah.
Domino's thin crust pepperoni pizza.
Ultimate pepperoni.
Ultimate pep.
Tea and throat coat and other stuff like that.
Throat goat.
Yeah. Nowadays, we haven't updated the rider since the 2020 run and last year's
Claws.
when we finished the shows. But White Claws is the new edition.
Claws is a must.
Claws is a must. Always
Black cherry.
only
black
good
cherry
flavor
Claws.
of White Claws.
Yeah.
The CVS throat spray is on it no matter what. The rest of the stuff is like tea, waters, stage towels, because his sweet face gets sweaty and he's got to make sure it wipes his balls too.
First. Yeah, I wipe my balls. And
then he throws it at Tron's face. I don't know if you guys have noticed that during shows, but...
I don't throw it at Tron's face. I just wipe my own face with it.
Yeah.
Like a good boy. Another question from Nick Noah. Will you please bring Cal to OKC as soon as possible? Dallas will work.
Yeah, we'd love to come to OKC, and we had a great show in Dallas.
We did have a
March
good show
of 2020. It was a really good turnout. They had great tacos as well. Shout out to Ruins and the taco guy there. He was awesome.
You went like this, so that means cocaine.
I don't.
They were actual tacos. They weren't cocaine tacos.
No, they were very good tacos. So yeah, we'd love to get to OKC. I've talked to one promoter there, so we'll definitely make that happen. It's just a matter of when.
Who's the best driver on tour?
Me.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Definitely not Chase.
Not Chase. But Chase is the other one driving, so it's not really a competition.
Yeah. I mean, I drive sometimes too.
Yeah, you do, but we're trying to get you out of that.
Yeah,
because you just need to focus on the show.
That's true. I need to sleep.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. If you come see us on tour, you'll see Tyler running around and doing favors.
Yeah.
Pulling favors.
All right. And if you guys have cities that we haven't been to where you'd like us to come, just let this handsome gentleman know.
Let us know. Where should we go? Thank you guys. Love you guys. You guys are the fucking best. We're working on the album.
See you guys.
Episode of Not a Podcast. It's a show where even though there's two boys mic'd up and asking questions in a podcast-like format, I can assure you that it's most definitely not a podcast.